This is Emily Martin. I am a high school science and meditation teacher. I also teach meditation to adults, and today we're talking about gratitude. And I think we all know that when our heart rests in a place of appreciation, deep appreciation, gratitude for what we have, gratitude for the abundance that's all around us, we feel better. And that's why all those beautiful gratitude practices of writing down or reflecting on three things you're grateful for at the beginning of each day or at the end of the night, or just pausing throughout the day and just appreciating what's working is that's why all those practices work. They make us feel better in the moment. And what's interesting, though, is that there's actually been some more scientifically rigorous studies about how gratitude not only can calm your nervous system and bring you into a state of coherence in the moment, but you can actually change your brain chemistry with certain types of gratitude practice, and you can actually enhance the connection in your body, like the communication between your heart and your head, which is really beneficial for a well-functioning system. So Dr. Andrew Huberman out of Stanford University provided a great overview of the science of gratitude recently. I think it was about a year and a half ago. And you should definitely listen to that podcast. I will link it below. It's about an hour and a half or 2 hours. And so I just want to share kind of the high level highlights from that, which is actually want to change your neural circuitry and shift emotional pathways away from anxiety and fear circuits and towards well-being and motivation. You should do the following practice. And really the practice, once you figure out what your practice is, you just need to reflect on it or meditate on this for 1 to 5 minutes 3 times a week. So really not a lot of time outlay, but can be super powerful. So what the science is showing is that you need to have a real life example or story about gratitude. So I think you know that humans have developed a deep capacity for storytelling and story listening, and we have a lot of emotion tied into listening to other people's stories, telling our own stories, understanding our own stories, understanding other stories. So in this story, so you just need to reflect and remember a story where it's either can be personal, like you were part of the story, or you know of this happening. So as long as you know that it's truthful, in the story, someone genuinely being thanked for something, and that made them feel really good, or you being thanked for something and that made you feel really good. So genuinely being thanked for something, like someone really expressed their gratitude to you, or someone else genuinely expressing their thanks for something. So once you have that story, you're going to think about it, what the struggle was, what the help was, and what basically was the emotional impact for you. Like, why is that story so compelling to you? And if you reflect on that story 1 to 5 minutes, 3 times a week, you'll actually change your neural circuitry and your emotional pathways towards feelings of well-being and motivation, away from anxiety and fear, which I think is pretty incredible. So I'll just give you an example of one story that I often reflect on, and it's just that a few years ago it was the tail end of the life of my cell phone, and I don't like to purchase new things, and I didn't have any cash to purchase a new phone, and I didn't even really realize that I was having trouble with my phone, except my battery was draining incredibly quickly, and so I wasn't able to respond to calls. Like when my family called, I often had to plug my phone in, or I wasn't able to get be in really good communication. And we had a terrible wildfire season here, and I wasn't on evacuation notice, but some of my friends were in the west, on the west side of Hood River. And my brother just really felt compelled that he thought I needed a reliable phone that held its charge so that I could get updates and information about the fire and stay safe, so I could understand air quality issues and if I needed to evacuate my home. And he just gifted me a brand new phone, $500. Um, he picked out the one that best suited my needs, and it showed up in the mail within a week. And it was such an incredible gift, um, totally unexpected, and exactly what I needed, and so generous because I had no extra money for anything like that. So when I think about that story, for me, it's emotionally charged because he has a history of just being really generous, even though he doesn't make very much money. And it, I just felt really loved and supported. So I'm gonna get emotional about it. So your charge is to remember a story of when you were genuinely thanked for something and how it made you feel, to feel that gratitude from someone. Or you know of a story of someone else genuinely expressing gratitude. Find that story, think about what the struggle was, what the help was, and why it was emotionally impactful for you. And rest in that story. That's all you have to do. Thank you.